Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another video about my Disneyland Paris audition. A lot of you are very interested in my journey and I really want to give you updates. So today I'm gonna talk about my second Disneyland Paris audition experience. This was my third Disney audition, but my second for Disneyland Paris. In this video, I'm also going to be talking about feelings and mental health because those were a huge part of this audition that I went to. I'm gonna put that little twist into this as well. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into the video. This audition again took place in London, so I flew to London, met my friends, basically just crashed at their place and stayed there. And actually a funny story if you're new on this channel, this friend Laure who I stayed at, here's a picture of us because we're really cute. She is actually a friend I met at my first Disneyland Paris audition in January, and now we're best friends and soul sisters, and we just clicked so well. We've been together. I mean, that sounds more like we're dating. We've been friends since January. It was so special to have her support and her by my side. We arrived there around 9 AM. The audition started at 10. We just stood outside, danced, we were crazy, and I actually got to meet one of my viewers. It was very nice to meet you, Hannah. I wish you all the best, as you know. They started taking us in before 10, and when we went in, like last time, they gave us an A5 size paper, which we had to fill with information like starting date, end date, are we claustrophobic, and la 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 la. And they also gave us our numbers that I of course have here. My number was 206, and no, there wasn't this much or more people at the audition. They just weirdly start the numbers at a random number. There was actually less people now than in January. When we had gotten our number stickers and we had filled the papers, they asked us to move into the studio, and in the studio we dumped our stuff like last time to the side, and we were given first we were measured. I was actually measured 168 centimeters. Last time was 167, so I grew a centimeter. Whoa. They wrote our height on the little paper that we had filled before, and then we had to give that to the casting directors, which were the same people as last time. My homie Daniel. Why did I say that? Stop. Sat down with my friends, with Laure and this girl that we met. We just kind of took her under our wing because she felt really kind of nervous and scared. It was her first audition. And at the same time, we're stretching and warming up for the animation round. But before the animation round, we were given the Disney presentation. I can't tell you anything about the Disney presentation because they ask you to not share anything about it. It's basically a presentation about the job and about Disney and about Disneyland Paris. It's very funny because Daniel is a phenomenal speaker. He makes it a performance. Funny thing happened while he was giving his presentation. There's this one bit that he says many times, which is, everybody will do character sets. And because I had been to a Disneyland Paris audition before, the first time Daniel says, everybody will do character sets, me and Laure say it very loudly at the same time. And Daniel cracks up and he's like, they've been to the auditions before. Everyone around us just like looks at us. It was really funny. I think I'm gonna move my Snow White pin just a tiny bit. I love it, it's my favorite. It's also Snow's favorite, so that's why it's my favorite. My treasure. And then came the animation round. You can never kind of guess what's gonna happen. The dance has been the same for some time, but the animation, you never know what they're gonna ask you to do. Basically these days they give you things you have to do and they show you how to do it, and you just have to do it as big as you can. But there's always some parts that kind of change. I'm always very nervous about the animation round. We were shown the different things that we had to do, and then came the actual audition. And I think they took us in 10 people groups to do it, and then from those 10 people groups they said numbers that we're done for the day. My number wasn't called and I got to stay. There was a lot of people who didn't get through. I think it was about the heights, because I heard and I kind of understand that they're now looking for people for the Halloween time, and a lot of the villains are very tall. I remember looking at this one girl who was beautiful and so good at the animation. Like, honestly, I was like, she's gonna get through it. And she didn't get through, but she was very short, and a lot of the people that I saw who stayed at the audition very, very tall. After everyone had done the animation, came the dance round, and again, they were teaching the dance round, switching and rotating rows, and we were put into smaller groups, and we auditioned in 8 people groups. I think it took again about 30 minutes for us to learn the dance. After every group that has auditioned, they take a little time to decide who's gonna stay. And after my group, they took a long time. Like, the music just kept going. Laura was outside the door and she noticed it as well. I don't know, was it me or was it someone else? It could have been me. I don't know. But I put my availability date. So when I would be available to start my contract in September, because there's a lot of things happening before the date I put on the little A5 paper. Because there's TUBECON in about 2 weeks. Yes, I'm gonna go there, so if you're coming, come and say hi. I have a lot of work until the end of August. I'm actually going to Disneyland Paris next month. Not next month, but in September. It could have been something that they were thinking about. But yeah, after a while, I heard my number and I picked up my stuff. And when I was still in the lobby at the Pineapple Dance Studios, I chatted to a couple of people. A girl who I saw in January, and she told us, she was this very tall, beautiful, beautiful girl. And she told us that she got through the audition in January. But always after the audition, you're given this blue card that says, yeah, you passed your Disney audition. Then there's 6 months that they give you, that in those 6 months, if they don't contact you, if they don't find you a contract, you just have to audition again. And in the January audition, she got through, but that was in January, so she was there again. And this time, she was cut after the animation round. It just reminded me that it's not always about the skills or your talent. It might be about your height or your availability or something. After the audition, I spent a day with Laura in London. I didn't really think about the audition until we sat down to have lunch. Kind of hit me because people kept sending me messages. How is it going? Tell me what's going on. How you did. I'm so proud of you and this and that. And I think that's when I started feeling disappointed. It took me a couple of days to realize that I was disappointed. I didn't want to admit. I didn't know what I was disappointed for. If I'm gonna be honest, which I'm gonna be, I haven't had the easiest time. I haven't had the easiest, maybe 4 months. There has been a lot of personal drama, and then just my mental health, which has been taking a toll on me. I think that's a saying, isn't it? My inspiration towards a lot of things has been quite lost. And I feel horrible to admit this, but I didn't feel like I was going to the audition. Even when I flew to London, I didn't feel like I was going to an audition. Even the night before, I didn't feel like I have the audition. Even at the audition, I felt like I wasn't really there. And I think that's why I felt disappointed. And I still want this more than anything. But mental health is something that affects you and your passions. I have mild depression and that affects me sometimes, and there has been a lot happening. I just have to accept that this is now going on. I'm so happy to have friends who understand me. I'm so happy there's more people online who are in the same position as me. Especially I want to shout out Esme, who has been my Disneyland audition inspiration for a long time. I'm gonna link her channel in the corner. People like her, people like my friends who get this whole thing, I can't thank you enough. This kind of turned into a little mental health update. I don't mind that. Mental health has to be more talked about, and especially when it comes to dreams and auditions and everything like that. Mental health affects those. Sometimes you're exhausted and you feel lazy even though it's just your mental health just beating you down. Like my friends keep saying to me, you're still amazing, you still want this dream, you're still passionate, and this doesn't change you. After my audition, I felt disappointed at myself. I want to take my power back. I think I'm gonna start having dance lessons again. I've been looking into it a bit more. I've been building my life around my work, even though my work, my job, isn't my forever job. I'm just a very workaholic person, so right now I have to think about myself and my dreams. So I'm gonna start dance lessons. I'm gonna do it. I've said it out loud here. I'm gonna do it. And I think that will bring a lot of my dance motivation and my performing motivation back. And also I think my trip to Disneyland Paris in September on my birthday week will be a big kick in the booty. Thank you for supporting me on this journey. You all are so amazing and so supportive and so lovely. I appreciate you all so much. I love doing this. It makes me very happy, and I hope these videos make you happy. I'm gonna go now before I'm late for work. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye!